You're watching part 4 of the Rapid Developer walkthrough. If you haven't seen part 1, click here. If you're completely new to Mendix, check out the link in the description to create a Mendix account. We need a training event page and button. So we will first create a column container like we did for the previous buttons. Let's add one now. Remember, the numbers stand for the amount of row space each column will take up. Copy and paste the button to save time. We need our training event page to show a list of training events, so let's set this up. Double-click and set up the page by connecting the List View widget with a data source. When setting up a List View widget, it's important to format it. Let's format the list with some of the training event associations. This means we are using the course name associated with this specific training event. The same applies for the teacher and location associations. Remember to save and mark your progress as you go. It's time to create a detail page to manage each training event. So let's create a button and form page. I will start with the button, so I need a column space to set it up. Use the button to set up the form page now. I want the form page to show the course on the top. So I will use the Page Explorer pane on the left-hand side to restructure widgets in the app. For training event, I added teacher, location, and course data already in the app. So let's now test the training event features. You have just formatted the data shown on each page. Now let's run the app to test if it's working properly. Notice after navigating to one of the page buttons from the home screen, the user has to click on the home icon to go back to the other pages. If all the main pages were displayed like the home page icon, we could navigate through the app easier. Let's set this up now. On the left-hand side, you will see the App Explorer. Click on App Learn Now Training Management and select Navigation. Scroll all the way down in the editor and click New Item. A new menu item pop-up will appear. Give the menu item a caption name. Select the appropriate icon. And set Set the on-click action to show a page. We will create menu items for the courses, locations, teachers, and trainees pages. Let's run the app to see the changes. You will see this navigation bar on the left side of the application. Notice the app has no data stored, since we want administrators to add data to the app. We will need a form page that accepts data input. We want an Add button on the right corner of each page to add data to that page. We will set this up now. On the Courses page, select the column Breadcrumb. Right-click on the column widget in the editor. Add a column to the right. Remember, we have to lay the foundation down before dragging in our button. Double-click on the empty column. We want the column space smaller, so select Auto-Fit Content for desktop, tablet, and mobile views. Now it's time to choose a button. Since we are adding data to our page, choose the Create button. After the Select Entity pop-up appears, choose the appropriate entity for the page. Double-click on the button and set button style to Success. Now it's time to set up the on-click page setting. Since the form page doesn't exist yet, click on New. When naming a form page, use the term New Edit at the end of the page name. Next, set the widget's on-click setting to show a page and choose the appropriate New Edit page. Save and run the app to test your changes. You should now be able to add new data to your app. Let's repeat these steps to set up buttons for the rest of our app pages. Finally, we will commit our progress to the team server. On the team server, you will find all the changes that members of your team have made to the app.
If you want to see more walkthroughs like this, then subscribe now.
Let's mark and save our progress. Since we completed the full user story, let's commit our progress to the team server. The boss wants to be able to add a training event from the home page of the app. So let's create that button. Make sure to run and test your changes before moving on. The teachers need to be able to see a record of the trainees who sign up for the training events. So we need to extend the domain model with an information entity. Let's set this relationship up now. Now that our domain model is configured, it's time to create our registration button and registration overview page. On the right-hand side, drag the Data View widget from the Toolbox pane into the gray column. In the Toolbox pane, switch to the Building Blocks tab and drag the Page Header with Controls widget into the data view you just configured. Naming the page header is just like formatting the other lists from earlier. Notice that from within the data view, you are creating another row below so that you can nest a list view within your data view widget. Now format what you want seen on the list. We just formatted the list for teachers to view. Now it's time to configure our button for trainees to sign up to the training event. Remember to connect the registration entity that's associated with that one training event. Reformat the form real quick. Let's save and check out our work so far. It works, so let's mark our progress on the board and commit our changes.